But before I jump into who I want to use, I want to check out the Shadow Portal first. They have the special rules here. They have Narwhal's Blessing. All players summon 3 golden narwhals. Fortunately, I can't check on this screen to see what the card looks like. I know it has Elusive. And then they also have Distracting Melody. A random card in the player hand costs 2 more this round. So, we want cheap cards. We'd go for decks are cheaper. The golden narwhals give us Elusive. And I think they have Vulnerable too. I don't know how to really utilize this to the fullest potential. Maybe a high... It's kind of weird because you'd want maybe a high cost deck to be able to make the most out of the golden narwhals and just treat them like, you know, was it like those other summoning powers for a round start or match start rather. And then Distracting Melody, you'd want something cheap. So this, they just kind of feel counteractive. Or actually, honestly, I could just use Kayn again and keep the same relics. We can use the narwhals to give him Elusive. It's just not as vital to scale up one champion or one unit, so there's a little bit more freedom going on here. Once again, we're going to go for Grit. We might as well. And we have the Plaza Guardian to take out. Keep the Peace is its normal power. It reduces the cost of their namesake card, Plaza Guardian, everywhere by 1. We are running the same relics as we did for the Starlight Portal. So we have the Corrupted Star Fragment, Stalker's Blade, and General's Counterplan. We are going to keep this hand. I think it's okay. The only thing we are missing is equipment currently, which could change and would change after we take out a unit. So I wonder if this Distracting Melody is like a permanent 2-cost addition. So like if our Saga Seeker is a permanent 3-cost, would it be 5-cost next turn? I don't know. Or if it goes away, I don't know. We are going to take down, we're going to drop down the Saga Seeker here. And this is kind of silly how things are happening. But I guess it's okay. We're going to give him a Metis Choice, increasing the power of the Saga Seeker. And thanks to Fated, that's going to keep our unit, and it's going to take out their Urchin. And then we just trade damage everywhere else. We now have equipment to use. We can drop down the Darkened Halberd. Fortunately, I don't see a point to doing that. And as I can see, the cost went away from our Saga Seeker. It would have cost 3. We're going to drop down the Darkened Lodestone here on our Saga Seeker before we go for an attack. And we are going to attack with everyone here. And we're going to utilize one of the narwhals to save it, preferably. And we're going to attack just like this, I think. We might lose it. That's okay. Yeah. Oh well. We still have a pretty stacked up Saga Seeker. We're going to drop down another 2. And we're going to end the round there. Alright, we're going to drop down the Noxian Defector here. Or the Ranger Knight Defector, I guess, since we just pulled that. I think it's a better card for our defensive turn. Whereas the Noxian Defector is better on our offensive turn. We can't block the Daring Paro since we don't have Elusive anymore. Neither do they. Well, okay, they do. I was talking about the narwhals. Getting all confused now. Alright, we're going to drop down Kayn here. He's going to take out one of their 3-2 units. Which is great for us. And we don't want to use the Corrupted Star Fragment just yet until we get Rost on the field. And we're going to just immediately attack using our Scout. Okay. They Mystic Shot our Nexus. That's not going to help them any. And we are going to attack here. Well, actually, we could attack just like that. That's fine. And we're going to use Kayn to challenge their Daring Paro. And we're going to commit like this. They decided not to block effectively, so we're able to win off of this. That also would have leveled up Kayn, and yeah, we would have got Kayn's scaling. I do like how he feels with Corrupted Star Fragment. I think it is actually kind of neat on him, with all the scaling that he does have. We'll go for Chrono Break. I think that's a fun card, and the portal that comes with it could give us a nice card that has different effects. We could go for a free Braum. That would give us regeneration if we wanted to. Or we can use Tahm Kench and use the Corrupted Star Fragment to take out Tahm Kench to utilize the rally. I don't think either of those are really worth it though, so we're just going to reroll, see what we get. Reckoner's Mark on Heim is probably like one of the worst things ever. I guess Teemo with Reckoner's Mark would be the actual worst. We are trying to play around our Corrupted Star Fragment here. Vladimir would be kind of okay, I guess, because he does have elusive. But I think he's too high of a cost to have that. Make that work for us. Like, Zoe would be way better. I think Zoe's my favorite choice out of every card I've seen so far. Although we do get another Hextech Fabricator too on Movement's choice. I can't complain. I mean, Varus would help us, but yeah, we're going to go for Zoe. She's free. I like that. We're going to go up against the Trifarian Glory Seeker here. They have their normal power, Militant March. When one of their units strikes for 5 or more damage, they get 2 power and 2 health. It's taking a bit to load. Okay, well, we are going to replace one of the Darkened Lodestones, and we're going to keep our Stalled Stomper just for now, because we don't have any other units to play. I feel like our hand kind of tells a story in itself. We didn't get Zoe this time around, and they do start with the attack token. So, yeah. We'll drop down the Stalled Stomper to start things off. Damn. I was hoping that they wouldn't play 2 of those. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, their Thrashing Snapper is going to scale nicely. So this is probably one of the harder encounters between the options that we did have. But I'm still not too spooked by it. We are going to give Zoe the Darkened Lodestone here. That's going to give her quick attack and some more stats. And we're going to use Momentous Choice on her too. Alright. And now we're going to attack with our Golden Narwhals and Zoe. We don't have Overwhelm on her. Guess that's okay. Yeah, we're going to commit to this attack just like this. If they choose to use their Golden Narwhal to block, they'll lose it. Yep. Cool. Zoe just gets more stats thanks to us using Kayn. At 3 stars. Yeah, that went pretty well. We'll drop down the Darkened Bloodletters. Oops. Kind of canceled that. On our Narwhal. And we'll end the round there. Damn, they increased the cost of our Kayn. Oh well. That doesn't really matter this turn though. We'll use Furious Wielder here, and we'll use her to take out their Reckless Trifarian, I suppose. Because it would be a pretty big unit with Militant March in mind. Yep, of course they guile. It's alright.
I've had enough of you.
Alright, and we're pretty much forced to block like this. Yeah, we lose our Narwhal, but we do get the Dark Enthrall. We could drop the Bloodletters back on him. But there's no point in doing that just yet. Now, we are going to drop down Kayn here. And we're gonna attack just like this, I figure. And I don't know who we want to utilize Kayn to deal with here. Yeah, I think he'd get popped either way. Huh. Well, I guess before we attack... Well, the Darkened Scythe would also help, but at the same time, he can't trade damage. Damn. Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to attack with Zoe into Darkened Thrall. Yeah, we'll just commit like this. I'll lose a Darkened Thrall, of course, but it'll help a bit to get some damage off on their Nexus. We'll end around there. It feels kind of rough not being able to level up Kayn on his attack turn. So they do use Bloody Business there, I see. Well, we can go for Furious Fielder, and we can just, honestly, do the same thing to them. This is kind of like a no-you. Reverse Uno card, go! And we can go for the super cool star chart here. And we'll go for Moon Silver. I think that's always a good invoke. We could use it on the Spacey Sketcher. So now it's a free card. And we are going to discard our Kayn Shadow Step. Since it's fleeting, we'll get it back anyways. And we're going to invoke another Moon Silver. And this time around, we are going to use it on our Chrono Break, which will make it a 2 cost, but we can't do anything beyond that. Ooh. Well, I don't like that very much. Alright, well, we're going to block accordingly. We are going to lose Kayn. Which sucks. But it is what it is. And we're going to drop the Darkened Bloodletters here on our Spacey Sketcher. And we're going to end around there. Alright, so what we could do, well, we can't use Chrono Break because Kayn died last round, fortunately. We could use Sleepy Bubble, and we'll stun their Trifarian Hopeful. And I'm just doing this for board control, basically. So their Trifarian Glory Seeker can't block. The only one that would be able to block our Spacey Sketcher would be the Trifarian Assessor. So, we're going to use Paddle Star. We're going to take out their Hopeful. That's going to level up Zoe. So now we're even better off, in my opinion. And we are going to attack just like this, I feel. We'll utilize the Targon's Brace that Zoe has, though. Yeah, we'll lose our Spacey Sketcher, I think, but I think it's worth it. Behold the Infinite. And we are going to go for Fallen Comet, I think. And we'll use the Darkened Lodestone onto our Darkened Thrall. And we'll end the round there.
Let's make this a night to remember.
Okay, so our Chrono Break is a 2-cost card now. We're going to use Fallen Comet. We're going to take out their Trifarian Glory Seeker at 7-3. Damn, they do stun our Zoe, though.
Clumsy footwork.
So we can drop down the Saga Seeker.
I will die when I am ready. I stand for Noxus.
And thanks to us having to level up Zoe, some of our units got the keywords from that. Actually, all of them did. Didn't say it. We're going to block the Thorn of the Rose here with the Saga Seeker. That's going to take her out, but we do take a lot of damage there from the other units. We're going to attack immediately with all of our units here. They don't have any elusive, so unless this is a strike spell or something to that effect, they're not able to do anything about this. We'll have to utilize Rost or just our generalized Nexus healing to heal back to full health, unless we can have a healer encounter come our way. Which I think we will, because we didn't go through the mini-boss just yet. Alright. The Sandworn Amulet's not that bad. It gives fearsome and quick attack. Bubble Bear is pretty cool though. We get elusive and attune. And we're going to go for the champion item chest here. Quick Strike Blade's actually okay. I don't think that's that bad. We just have to be careful because he doesn't immediately have huge stats. And we have to go up against a Reckless Trifarian here. And that's going to take us into a spells chest as well. We'll see how this goes. This might be a little bit harder for an encounter for us. Hopefully we won't lose Kayn like last time pretty early on. That really slowed us down. We did get Kayn early though, which was nice. We're going to use the Darkened Lodestone on one of our golden narwhals to start things off since they're not attacking. And we'll drop down the Wounded White Flame. Has the same stats as their narwhals. Ah, okay. Well, they do stun one of ours. We can look to attack here with all 3 units. Doesn't matter, we're just trading damage for the most part. We do have grit though, so this actually kind of works. But, yeah. Our dragon survives. And one of our narwhals survived. And thanks to us having a 3-star Kayn, incapacitation is useless as long as we take out the unit that we attack with. Anyways, so we're going to drop down the Saga Seeker here, and this is going to give us the ability to get tough. Okay, they use Calling Strike on it, never mind. We'll drop down another one, because I didn't learn my lesson just yet. Yeah, we could look to end around here. We could look to drop down the Darkened Bloodletters too. We'll drop it on our Wounded White Flame here. And we'll end the round there. Alright, it is our attack turn. And they just made Kayn more expensive. Damn it. That was my plan. Alright, well, we're going to go for this attack. It halves our health, basically, so we're still okay. Alright, well, the Cam. Damn it. I hate mispronouncing it. The Campunk Shredder has their skill effect, so both of our units are damaged. We can't use it to block, but it is our attack turn. Or it was our attack turn, so we were okay. Rip. We could drop down Kayn here, but Kayn's just going to get popped by Tarkaz. But we do have Chrono Break, so maybe we can make that work. Maybe. I think it's too risky, though. We're just going to pass. We'll see how things go. We could drop down the Wounded White Flame. Yeah, I can't block with the other Wounded White Flame that we have, fortunately. So we're going to block like this. And I think that's going to help Kayn enough to deal with Tarkaz maybe next turn. We'll see. I could use Chrono Break here early on, but I'm not going to. I'm going to save it for next turn. We could drop down Kayn here, but it's still possible that he gets defeated. Yeah, maybe we'll just attack first with our White Flame. Yeah, I think this works better for us, actually. We'll commit to this attack first. I actually have a full-on plan this time around, which is great. We drop down Kayn here. Kayn will take out the Kampong Shredder. Ah, I pronounced it right this time. And they're now forced to block with Shiraza.
Drown in shadow.
Okay. So, we'll drop Kayn back down as Rost, so we'll start to actually heal our Nexus. That takes out their Legion rear guard. And also lets us get a free attack. And that takes out their Nexus. If that didn't do it for whatever reason, we did have Chrono Break that we were planning on using. So we did have a backup plan in case things went awry. Luckily for us, it didn't. Okay, so between these three, honestly, probably the Sandmorn Amulet. I think there's a higher chance of me using that than using the Buckeye at this point. And, well, out of these, guess not much. Like, these are all kind of weird in their own right. We are up against Azir later, so that's something to think about. So Whimsy isn't as useful. Flash Freeze probably is. Yeah, I guess we'll go for Flash Freeze here. We are pretty lowish on health. We'll heal 10 health here. And then whenever we go up against Azir, we'll be full health. He has the Emperor's Army. It's his normal power. Sand Soldiers everywhere get 2 power. Sand Soldiers are kind of hard to deal with, though, I do have to say. But we'll see how things go. Usually with Kayn, they're just fodder. And all of his units get healed to full health after I take out a unit, so that actually just helps us scale, in my opinion. That's kind of sad. I don't like them having the Emperor's Deus immediately. It's a little rough on us. Alright, well, we are going to block accordingly. Everything's going to trade damage, and we're going to lose our Startled Stomper for their Sand Soldier that they got through attacking. We do want to try to save some of our Nexus health here, despite it being a mini-boss. Because they can pull a lot of unique things out of their butt, frankly. And I'm not looking forward to it. Alright, so here we can attack with all of our cards again. Really isn't any point on dropping down the Bubble Bear, though. Yeah, we'll go for it. Whatever. We'll trade units here. We still have an elusive unit to use, and it does have a tune. And it's almost time for us to drop down Kayn. Alright, so Desert's Wrath, they have 2 Sand Soldiers. It's going to make them pretty beefy too. We can drop down Zoe here, and she's going to give us mana deposit. Damn, they just go for an immediate attack here though. We're going to lose half of our health off this block. There isn't much I could do about that though. I mean, I could block with Zoe, but we wouldn't keep Zoe if we did. We'll drop down the Wounded White Flame here. And we'll also use Sandworn Amulet on it. And that will give it some extra keywords and utilize its Faded. We'll end the round there. It is now our attack turn, but we do have an unleveled Kayn. But, we'll see. We'll see how things go. Alright, well, they didn't block Kayn's attack with Azir. I mean, if they did, they would have lost Azir. But they lose Azir anyways. We'll pick Ross this time around. That takes out Azir. And this is our free attack, which is cool. It's nice to get 2 free attacks in one turn. More important than that, though, we are going to utilize our Corrupted Star Fragment to give Frost even more stats, and Elusive, of course, and a couple other keywords. Okay. That didn't change anything. We still take out Azir here, and we're back to full Nexus health too, which is fantastic for us. If you do have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. We do play Path of Champions, so I would prefer if it was Path of Champions related. So between these, if I went for Iceborne Gauntlet on Kayn, it's kind of counterintuitive, since they get their unit back whenever Kayn recalls. So I'm going to reroll these, and we can definitely go for regeneration, but, I mean, he gets it passively, so I don't need that either. I actually think Shadow Tome would be huge, because then we can just double Kayn's stats by dropping them down as Rost. I mean, if it works correctly, but I don't know if it will. We are going to go for Can't Stop, Won't Stop here. That means whenever we get Spell, Shield, or Barrier, we'll be, well, actually, I think it says All But Barrier. Yeah, All But Barrier. That's okay, though. We have the choice between the Hexacore Foundry or the Savage Reckoner. We are going to go up against the Savage Reckoner. Unfortunately, after that, we are probably going to go for the Spells Chest over the Gold Chest. I don't think the Spells Chest is as useful, as we are running the Grand General's counter plan on Kayn. So we're just going to use Kayn Shadow Step if we get to it, over Furious Wielder any day. Out of our starting hand, we are going to replace a Spacey Sketcher. We're probably going to replace Flash Freeze and the Ranger Knight Defector too. We do get the Spacey Sketcher back though, thanks to Farsight Alteration. Currently we are on the Shadow Portal, so we have these golden narwhals, both sides get that. And we're going to drop the Sandworn Amulet on one of our narwhals. Although it having Challenger doesn't change anything, but the buffs do. We are also running Grit, so our narwhals on our attack turn will defeat all of theirs. And thanks to us having Kayn, they all get bonus stats whenever they take out their narwhals. We could use Dark and Harp now, actually. It's not that bad. Free stats. Can't complain.
Explosives primed.
We'll pass. We don't have cost reduction on Kayn just yet. So we are going to pass. We're going to let them attack. And we're going to let them think like they're going to do something like really awesome here. But we're just going to Chrono Break and get all our cards back. Oh no! Anyways. We are going to go for Pt.2 and Tailstones here, rather than the Patch Porter bot or the equipment discard thingamajigger. And we're going to use the Dark and Harp. Yeah, just like that. We're going to attack too. And they're going to feel our wrath kind of for taking out our narwhals, and that's what they get. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we could just immediately attack. We could use Momentous Choice here though too. And this is going to give all of those cards items because they are the same card, which is pretty neat. They all got Targon's Praise, so I guess it doesn't matter how I do this attack. And we're really close to ending, which is cool.
Only the finest serve.
Alright, well, we can't use this just yet. It's not going to change anything.
No one's the wiser.
We can go for the Kayn drop here.
The child is gone. The killer remains.
Alright, and we level up Kayn thanks to Shadow Totem and thanks to our Stalker's Blade. And we still have one Kayn on the board, but he's now the leveled up version. And since he did take out their 7-1 unit, that makes things even better for us. As you can see, it seems like the AI doesn't know what to do at this point. We're going to drop Kayn back down. As Rost, I suppose. And we're going to take out their Trifarian Assessor just by doing this. We do keep our other Kayn, but it's just going to... Yeah, we're just going to win anyways. Thanks to the free attack that we get from Quick Strike Blade.
Now begins my reign.
Okay, so we don't need Furious Wielder. And we could cut it since we do have Kayn's general counter plan. We do have the grand general counter plan on Kayn, rather. But at least now we don't have an extra card to cut, so there is that. We're just gonna leave. I don't like any of those spells. You don't always have to choose something from those. I think we do have Zoe, so super cool star chart's an option. Welcome Gifts is really cool. We're going to go for that. And I guess we could go for the super cool star chart. I only need one of those though. And we either have the epic item shop or the epic item chest. Both I think are okay here. I think the T-Hex is a harder opponent than the Rock Hopper though. So we're going to go up against the Rock Hopper as sandboarding. When they get the attack token, they drop down a Roiling Sands. And what that does is whenever I play a unit, it will get vulnerable. But if I already have units on the board, obviously it doesn't work like that. Only whenever I summon a new unit. Alright, so between these, we're going to replace a Sleepy Trouble Bubble, and we're going to replace a Spacey Sketcher. Again, it does have Farsight Alteration. And we're going to keep the super cool Star Chart and Sandworn Amulet. We also, both sides also get a bunch of free cards, obviously, from the Narwhals. And they all come with different keywords, thanks to Welcome Gifts. And we can start by dropping down the super cool Star Chart. That's going to give us a 2-star champion. Or sorry, not 2-star champion, a 2-cost champion. Oh, that's actually, like, one of the best ones that we could get. We got Jax out of that. And we're going to use the Vulnerable here. It didn't really matter how we did it, but hey, that's okay. We do have Grit, so our Narwhals are stronger than theirs on their attack turn. And we'll end the round there. We'll hold off on using our Darken Harpoon. Okay. So, we'll drop down the Sandworn Amulet. We'll put it on one of our Golden Narwhals that have faded. Okay, they drop down Waking Sands. And the Salt Spire. And we can drop down the other Darken Harpoon. And we'll put on another one. So now the only Narwhal that they can challenge is the one with Impact. And that's okay. And we'll drop down the Saga Seeker to finish off the round. That used its Roiling Sands. And we'll end the round there. Okay, so we're just going to immediately attack here with all of our units. And this should end the encounter. If for whatever reason it doesn't, we have Chrono Break here. Just to make sure we do. Sometimes you have to give things a push in the right direction, you know, just a little nudge to make things happen. And it's great to have a backup plan in your hand just in case things don't go right the first time around. You definitely don't want to overcommit to a single attack though. That's for sure. Then we got another completion of Order and Chaos, which is the Battle Pass event. Or sorry, Battle Pass quest. So between these three, the Saga Seeker with Spell Shield would be nice because their Spell Shield should be permanent. Should be. The Adept Weaponsmith is nice too, since it's a 3-cost, but we have mana deposit on it. And it also forges. So I'm leaning more towards that. And we have the item chest here. So the Savage Shield on the Noxian Defector is pointless if we use it to attack specifically. We haven't been able to use the Noxian Defector at all this time around. So we're going to go for the Sheen on the Sandworn Amulet. And we have the healing here. We're going to use it to cut Furious Wielder. As I've mentioned multiple times already, having the Grand General's counterplaying on Kayn lets us get his Shadow Step, and Shadow Step is typically just better than Furious Wielder. Anyways, we have the boss to go up against here. It is Zed, as you can see. I didn't read his power because I went a little bit too quick, but we'll read it in a second once things load up. And we are... I guess we could keep this hand. It's not the best, it's not the worst. He has the Power Blade in the Darkness, and this is his normal power, actually. Whenever the round's over, if my Nexus took damage, their strongest unit attacks it. So I have to be careful. A little bit more careful than usual about that. To start things off, I think we'll drop down the super cool star chart, just like last time. And we'll go for Crescent Strike here. Lucky for us, we did get Nora, so we have a way of blocking, but we're going to lose pretty much Nora, and they'll lose a Blade Scout. And we trade damage with Oliver and Narwhal. Okay, so we'll start off by dropping Zoe. She does have mana deposit, which is nice for us. And they retaliate by dropping down Zed. Honestly, let's just attack with all of our units here. I have a nice plan in place. And we're going to use Chrono Break. Oh no! And as you can see, our super cool star chart that we get from Zoe also has Summoner's Stone, which is beautiful. And here we go. We got the Chrono Break experience. We are going to pick the Sumpworks map because I like the idea of having Kayn as an elusive without making him Shadow Assassin. And we're going to do the same thing all over again. He's going to take even more damage, obviously. And we get our Narwhals back, which is awesome. And we'll end the round there. Okay, so they dropped down 2 units. This is why we picked Crescent Strike. We're just going to nullify this attack. They already used all their mana to drop down units, so I don't have to worry about that. And we're just going to end the round here. We'll keep our 1 spell mana for our super cool star chart, maybe. And we could drop down Kayn here.
You are the tool. I am the weapon.
And that's really good for us, too. We level up Kayn. Lucky for us, it's the Ephemeral copy that gets leveled up, so he goes back into our hand. And the Kayn that has a quick strike will be leveled up, and he'll get an additional power. And thanks to us having Grit, it will match. And thanks to Welcome Gifts, he got elusive from that. So we can drop Kayn back down here. We'll drop him as Rost. Unfortunately, we do lose his Ephemeral copy off of this, I believe. Yeah, that happens. Oh, okay. They're afraid of our little Rost here. Alright, well, he goes back into our hand. I'm okay with that. We still have our attack here. So that's something to think about. With all these keywords, there's no point on me using the Corrupted Star Fragment here just yet, I don't think. We do have Overwhelm on him, though. We'll drop down the super cool star chart. We'll go for Moonsilver. This will give us another champion. Whoa. There we go. We got Kennen from that. I wasn't expecting him to immediately level up, to be honest with you. And now we'll have just enough damage to end. And we might as well use Mark of the Storm here, just for fun, more or less. And we'll use him to challenge Zed. This way, Zed can't block. I mean, he can't block anyways. because everything's elusive. Alright, and there we go. Shadow Portal's done. And I think ZED is also the Dark Star Portal adventure. So